Now we would look into purchasing. So now we are in the purchasing. Let's do orientation about the data first. Okay, now no data here. Let's see the data by the years. Okay, something is happening. So let's go and filter the company. So I have UK 2019. Here the data do not expect some nice trends and information like that on the purchase, and we don't go much into the details about the purchase. The table, the information about the purchase, customer do not, probably there is some filter here preventing us to do the review, or we are not looking in this view back enough. So let's say 60 months back. Okay, now it's pointing out here. And we see net purchase variance. You see here it's going down. Cost amount expected, discounts, not much discount, number of documents. Okay, you can see here some of the databases have a lot of transactions, some of them are not. We have country, we have vendors here, purchase by years. Obviously, we definitely should show the year greater than 2015, let's say, because the date dimension here is too big. So let's just shrink it. The first data that we have here, so it's a little better. And purchase table, so instead of a customer, we have a vendor. Instead of sales, we have purchase. Instead of payables, we have receivables, we have payables. So it's kind of the same here. Because we don't have profit or profit percentage or selling price, there are less information here. The concept is the same. You put and select and design the KPIs that customers would like. You start with this. Usually, I can tell you, the purchasing is not used a lot in terms of presentation, but in implementation, that's a sound start. Do not be handicapped by thinking, oh, you don't have another, 10 reports here. It's not that much information that you have in the purchase compared to the sales. Any other area, does not have. Here is a purchase cost amount by vendor here. That's it. Purchase by territory, like we have seen sales by territory. This is there. Item sales. When we have anything on the item, it's very important. Do we have a good grouping? Is customer having a lot of grouping here? So item by vendor, item by category group, item by business group. And here are our items, some of the measures here. You see how unattractive black and white things are? Information, you can also do the analysis by analyzing services, purchasing services. What kind of services are we doing? So you would bring in this kind of reports GL account, a GL account analysis here. It's not an item, it's GL account. And as explained before, we have last transaction, like last purchase transaction. We have last purchase transaction, like last sales transaction. We did this exercise already, if you remember there. So what is actually something specific, and we have a good demo example here, is about deliveries, being late delivery. So I think it is 2017, period 8 and 9 for Beschläge. I think these are demo data which I'm familiar with. Yes, this is it. So because I've done presentation many times, I remember it. So what do we have here? So we have on a detail, on a document level, explained the situation of being late in delivery. You remember this picture? We have seen it in the sales because it's also in the sales. We said what was the expected delivery time and what was the actual. We calculate days late and how many times we are late, percentages. Remember getting reversed after 2.5 days late, not coming on Friday, you come on Monday. That's kind of a problem. So in this scenario here, we have explained the details. So for example, the document number here is a document of a receipt, and this is an item that was on that document. Here we have the information of a posting date of this receipt, and we do not show the expected date. We could do, but there are several dates here, but it just means that they were posted on these dates here. This one was not late. These two lines were 6 days late, and again, another document and how many days it was late. Posting date opposed to the order date and promised a date in the order. And totally, this is not arithmetical order, but weighted average, where the bigger values in the purchase amount have bigger impact. So this is a small value. So this doesn't have that much of effect. So that comes as a 4 days late on average. And then we have calculated amount late, lines late, and quantity late. Anything customer can use. In most cases, we are demonstrating it as amount late because you can then, regardless on items, see how things are. And you can analyze this on any level. You can see how your vendor have delivering software to you or any item grouping here. You can see or how a particular vendor is good in delivery services or items over time. So this guy is always late, always 50 days late, like in 66% of the cases here. And you see all this information very visual. So we would use to explain the purchase delivery in the purchasing model. Okay. Now I will close. Any questions from this part here?
What does lines late mean?
Lines late.
Yeah.
In the retail, you would not believe they look into how many lines are late. So let me just give you the example, which is, not something that you would expect, but let me just give you an example. So this is my Navision. It's 2009, doesn't really matter. And I have a purchase order. You will not go into this here. Orders, okay? And I have here the following, right? Here I have value, I have quantity, and I have lines. Line 1, line 2, line 3. These are the lines. Because they will tell you, retailers many times tell you, fill rate is also one of the KPIs. What is the fill rate? It means, let's say, fill rate 100% if all the lines were on time or were delivered. Fill rate 30%, 33% would be based on the lines. They look into based on the lines. And they don't care if here was one item and here was 100 items or different items, right? Because it's a different thing. What is your criteria? And they use it lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's lines late.
Okay,
lines
okay.
Late.
Thank you.
Quantity, value, and physical lines in the document. This one has 3. This one has 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. You see, different number of lines.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, this is the lines. These are the lines. Document lines.